Alison Cossack visited one town where crypto is actually legal tender. Over the years, Bitcoin's both a bull and a bear in the same day.
Bitcoin may grab all the headlines.
It's up 1,000% this year alone.
We get a large cappuccino to go.
But here in Portsmouth, New Hampshire,
It's going to be $4.63.
Absolutely. Can I pay in Dash?
Sure.
Dash is the cryptocurrency that's king.
When I'm out in Portsmouth, I spend Dash just about anywhere I can, from coffee to lunch to when I go out for a night on town.
So it's going to be $14.95.
Dash means digital cash, and Joel Valenzuela literally lives off it. He works for Dash, gets paid in Dash, and spends it on everything from rent to gasoline. These are transactions welcomed in a state with the motto, live free or die.
It has the fewest excessive regulations. It's the most freedom-oriented, permissive, accepting climate. And so this has made a natural place for people trying to try out different things.
In his grand experiment of depending solely on a digital currency, Valenzuela began with Bitcoin, but soon turned to Dash instead. Because with Bitcoin,
if you're lucky, you can get your transaction confirmed and settled in 10 minutes. And that's a long time for a merchant environment, right? It's a long time to be sitting there and just waiting.
Each of Valenzuela's purchases using Dash took the same amount of time as a traditional credit card to go through. From coffee at La Maison Navarre, to knickknacks at the Free State Bitcoin shop, to lunch at Fezziwig's.
You can see from the map right here, they keep on adding new sticky like every week or so. It's definitely catching on a lot in the local area.
But that's Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Legitimizing it as a form of payment globally is moving slower than what you're seeing here. And that's as the inevitability of regulation is ramping up on all cryptocurrencies. How is cryptocurrency going to survive in an environment of regulation, the very thing it was trying to stay away from?
Yeah, I would kind of flip the question and just say, how is regulation going to survive in a cryptocurrency environment? It's more you're trying to find a way that they work hand in hand with regulators rather than something where you try to stop it.
For Valenzuela, crypto is a means of exchange, not just an asset to bravely dive into. And he sees regulation coexisting with cryptocurrencies. To him, it's proof that crypto is anything but trendy.
Trendy only lasts so long if that's all it is. If there's actually value behind this, then it'll be there to stay and it'll be there to take over.
Is there value?
I think so.
You're using it every day.
Yes, for me, it's provided a whole lot of value in my life. So if there's other people like me, then you can see this definitely not going away anytime soon.
Alison Cossack, CNN, Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Alison's with me now. Alison, how does this, jumping in the money pit, how does this differ from, say, Apple Pay or Venmo or any of the others? I mean, you know, at some point, if you're using Dash, there has to be some form of monetary transfer.
Yes. So just to give you an example, with Joel there, he gets paid in Dash. So the dollars he would get at work are actually transferred into Dash. So whatever the Dash price is that day, that's what he would get paid in. And it works a lot like, let's say, Apple Pay. You know, he puts his phone up to a little scanner and voila, he's able to make a purchase. It really is a functioning payment method. If you're in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, it is kind of it's nice little own protected bubble there. Richard,
how did he manage to convince so many merchants, or even a handful of merchants, to take this in Portsmouth, which is not taken anywhere else?
Well, the governor of New Hampshire last year actually passed a law basically deregulating cryptocurrency, so making it easier for merchants to go ahead and take Bitcoin and to take Dash in many of the shops there. And as you saw, there was a map there showing how there were many more adding on. So it helps when you have a legislature standing behind with lots of support for cryptocurrencies. And so that really is giving it ammunition.
And the ability, this is fascinating, Alison, absolutely fascinating. The ability to convert your Dash back into a traditional currency. Because if you've just sold something, you've received Dash, but at the end of the day, you've got to go and pay your electricity bill. And they're not going to take Dash, or maybe they will or they won't, but you don't know. How do you do that?
You know, he has worked it out where he's worked it out in a way that that he's able to use Dash to pay his electric bill, to pay his rent, and to just basically live off of it. It's easy, once again, I think, in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. It is kind of like an experiment because it is sort of supported by the government there. But I think, obviously, once you step outside the bubble of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, you're obviously going to run into issues. I mean, you look at how Bitcoin is doing. I can't imagine, paying an electric bill based on Bitcoin. I think my electricity would be turned off at this point.
Good to hear from you. Thank you. Fascinating story. Thank you, Alison Cossack, with that.